So it seems to me like Anthony Joshua isn't focused on his mandatories. So it seems that he's in a similar situation as before the Andy Ruiz fight, meaning that he's talking about Wilder again before having two big fights. These fights that are coming up are his mandatory. So he's got Pulev for one of his belts, and then he's got Usyk for another one of his belts. So basically what happens when you're mandatory is you basically have to fight that person, because under the belt rankings that those fighters are at, you have the obligation to fight for a world championship belt. So if he basically declines to fight them, he has to vacate the belt or basically give the belt up so then they can have the opportunity to fight for the belt. So with that said, he's got, you know, these two mandatories coming up, and he's focused on Wilder again. He's making the same mistake that he made before the Andy Ruiz fight. So I saw the interview on Sky Sports on YouTube earlier, and he's talking about how, you know, it's not going to get to 7 rounds, or basically the round that Wilder knocks Ortiz out. You know, at Joshua, he's adamant that it's not going to get that far. He's saying that as soon as he goes in there, he's got ring generalship. So when he goes into the ring, he's basically going to be the commander. He's going to make sure he's the guy to knock Wilder out. But whether he's going to do that, I'm not too sure, because Wilder, his knockout power is just crazy. And that's the problem with this fight here, is Joshua, as proven, does not have the chin to obviously take a punch like Wilder's. So with that being said, whether that Joshua is going to go in and, you know, have a game plan and then start trying to jab his head off like, you know, similar to what Fury done, he's clearly not going to go that, because he doesn't have confidence that he's going to be able to, you know, sustain that concentration for that long period of time, kind of like what Fury does. So Fury will just kind of just, you know, try and jab Wilder for the full 12 rounds, basically try and outbox him. But the problem with Fury is he hasn't got the concentration levels, and he's going to end up getting caught out. So I think what Joshua is trying to say is pretty much that when he goes into the ring, it's either flight or fight, basically. We're just going to go in there and scrap, basically go in there, bang it out, and we'll see what happens. You know, you might as well just take the risk, and fair play to him, because, you know, he's been taking risks his whole career. You know, taking all these fights, put Klitschko for unification so early in this fight. But, you know, my main concern is for him to just stay focused, not really talk about Wilder as much, because this is what happened before the Andy Ruiz fight. He was too focused on Wilder, talk about Wilder all the time. All the media was on him, Wilder, 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 and what happened? He wasn't focused, and then he ended up losing the fight. So I think, you know, him and Eddie Hearn need to sit down and be like, basically, when you talk about media, just talk about other fighters as well. Just don't. I understand you want Wilder because he's got the other belt, and once he gets that belt, he kind of unifies the division, and there's only one name, one face, as Wilder said. But yeah, as I was saying, nah, man, you can't be too focused on Wilder, because when you're too focused on one person, you know, all your energy goes to him. You're not focused on the other fighters, and you're going to be too concerned about what he's doing. Especially if he beats Fury, oh my days. And if he beats him in you know, dramatic fashion, where he knocks him out, knocks Fury out clean, you know, a lot of pressure is going to go into Joshua, and it might be similar. So, you know, what I'd say, just don't be too focused on Wilder. You know, obviously do your interviews here and there, but just remember you got to get through your mandatories first before deciding what avenue to go in. CBC, I'm out.